everyone. My name's Kim and I'm here with Michelle Green Seymour, the director of our newest Manhattan location at 808 Columbus Avenue.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon, Michelle. So we just have a few questions we're going to ask, and then we're going to take a tour of the center. So Michelle, can you tell me a little bit about your experience here?
Well, actually, I've been in the field of early childhood for 37 years. I started out as a teacher in Head Start. In 1993, I became admin, and I've been doing it ever since. Prior to my appointment here at KinderCare, I was a special ed principal at a therapeutic preschool in Nassau County.
Awesome, awesome. And how do you think your experience will positively benefit this center?
Because KinderCare is an inclusionary model, I know I can bring my special ed experience to the table to ensure that all children receive the instruction that they want and deserve.
Excellent, excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about the experience of the teachers that are here?
Well, our teachers here currently have, I believe, over 30 years experience. My admin, my assistant director and program specialist come to the table with almost, I want to say, 20 years experience as well in early childhood education.
Awesome. And what type of things are you looking for when you hire the teachers that are working with you?
I'm looking for someone who's enthusiastic. I'm looking for someone who's passionate. I'm looking for someone who keeps children first. That safety is paramount amongst all things. Looking for someone that's engaging, someone that can not only deal with the child, but to be able to educate and support the family as well.
Excellent, that's wonderful. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about the differences between, KinderCare, 808 Columbus Avenue, and some of the competitors in the area?
Well, I can speak only for KinderCare. I'm not particularly aware of all of the requirements of the other sites, but I can say that KinderCare, throughout our sites from state to state, we are 98% NACE accredited, meaning that we are exemplary in our development and in our deliverance of child care. We are not just a babysitter, we are educators.
Excellent, excellent. And this is a beautiful location.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's everything's on one floor. It's really great. I can't wait to kind of take a look around. Do you think any of the location or the specific attributes of this center, benefit you and set you apart from your competitors?
Well, I love the fact that we are so close to Central Park. So the children do go out every day and they are able to go over there. It is an amazing place for them to see. The scenery over here is awesome. It is a very culturally diverse environment, I want to say community, which makes it even more inclusive for us here at KinderCare Columbus Avenue.
Excellent, that's wonderful. Switching gears a little bit, can you tell me a little bit about the curriculum and what that looks like here?
Well, the curriculum that we use currently is Early Foundations. It is a combination of Montessori, Amelia Reggio, and KinderCare's spiel on developmentally appropriate practices, if you will. We deal with the 6 domains of learning: executive functioning, creative expression, cognitive development, physical development, social emotional, and language and literacy.
Excellent. So it kind of encompasses all of the things
Yes.
and brings out the whole child. That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Now, can you tell me a little bit about how parents and children can see the things that they're learning about? Do you guys display? What types of interactions do you have with the parents in regards to what their children are learning?
Well, in addition to the regular curriculum, we have what's called an evidence of learning board. This way you can see not only what the activity is inclusive of in writing, but you can actually see pictures of the children involved in the curriculum, involved in that particular activity, to see that it is evident that they are learning, hence the word evidence of learning.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, wonderful. I can't wait to see that. Can you tell me a little bit about the safety? I know that's a top concern of many families.
Yes, well, we do have 2 different means of egress when you come in through the front door. The first door is open, but when you enter into the particular hallway, there is a keypad that each family will get the combination to come into that door, and then there's an additional keypad on the next door going into the classrooms to ensure the safety and well-being of all. So far as safety inside of the center, When we go out, we ensure that all children are accounted for. It's not just a head count, it's a facial recognition, so it's name to face. That's done in the classrooms throughout any type of transition, in or outside. And it's not just done by the classroom teachers, it's done by admin as well.
Excellent, wonderful. And that kind of trickles into the idea of safe and clean environment. I mean, what do you guys do here that ensures the safety as well as the just overall amazing environment?
Well, a safety check is done on the rooms daily and pretty much all throughout the day to ensure that there's nothing broken, there's nothing out of place, that everything is safe and secure. The teachers clean the children after they clean the changing tables, after each time the child is changed. The floors, the furniture, the toys are constantly disinfected to ensure that there's no cross-contamination in case if a child is not well within the classroom, and just to ensure that there's no dust or dirt for our babies that are crawling around the floor or pulling up on our furniture.
It's very, very important. It's wonderful. And I like the 2-point access into the center. That's really big. So basically you're saying that nobody can access the actual building without a keypad, and then you're also saying they can't even access the classrooms without a keypad?
Absolutely.
Okay. No, that's amazing. Switching gears a little bit after that, in regards to the food in which you provide, I hear that you utilize the Red Rabbit service that many of our other locations utilize in the center. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, well, Red Rabbit is a program that delivers food for our children. The staff that we have currently that will be giving that food to the children do have their food handling certifications, but the food is prepared in accordance to the child's dietary needs. So if you have children that have allergies, or you have children that just don't eat certain things at home for cultural reasons or religious reasons, the meals are tailored to meet their needs, their specific needs.
Excellent. Is there any overarching allergy that, are you guys a nut-free school?
We are a nut-free zone, and you see the signs on the outside of the doors. The parents are made aware of that from day one, and we are aware of any allergies that a child may have. That allergy list is in the classroom, so if the current teacher for that classroom is not there at the time, then the covering teacher will be able to have access to that information as well to ensure that the children are safe.
Excellent, excellent. And that kind of trickles into my question regarding allergies. So you do have a policy and procedure in place?
Yes, we do. We ensure, as I said, the parents, when they do register the children, that's one of the first things we ask, because we want to make sure that also the children are safe. And because we take children so young, children have a tendency to want to share food. They want to taste different things. So we have to make sure that they're not taking their friends' food that they may have a problem with in their system, within their immune system.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, and another big topic for many parents is how do you deal with oppositional behaviors or challenging behaviors, in which we call that in the classroom?
Well, we have an inclusion team that is not on site. However, we do provide trainings on dealing with children with oppositional behaviors, because it can be any child. It doesn't have to necessarily be a child that has an IEP. Children that are 2 years old are very self-centered. They think it's their world and everything belongs to them. So you will have a time when children may want to take from other children, children at one point getting to a biting stage. So we ensure that we do train the teachers on how to deal with children that exhibit oppositional behaviors. We are inclusive, so we do not separate them from the group, but we ensure if they need more than what we can give them, then that's when we reach out to our inclusion team to be able to establish best practices to ensure that the children are attended to in the manner in which they're needed.
Excellent, excellent. So you don't do timeouts or things like that?
No timeout. There's no punitive discipline here at all, because that is not what the child needs. You have to look at the behavior, not the child, and be able to deal with it appropriately.
Sure. So some of those strategies, would you say, like positive guidance? What other types of strategies?
Absolutely. We believe, again, you have to look at the behavior, not the child. Ensuring that you are aware of the antecedent of the behavior so that you can be able to handle it in that manner.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much for answering a few of our questions. I think at this point we'd love to kind of see the center and take a peek at some of these classrooms. How many classrooms do you have in the center?
I have 11 classrooms, 4 infant rooms, 3 toddler rooms, 3 DPS, and 2 preschool.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so we're in the front foyer area going into the second entrance into the center. So tell me a little bit about this area, and then we'll kind of walk through.
As you see, it says welcome. We have the pictures of the administration up here with the small bios. We also have Ann, our senior district leader, and Gina, the senior director of New Center Grove. This actually is the place where we are going to put our resources for our parents, so when they come in, they'll be able to get at a glance to see exactly what's going on. We have the calendar, and then we will go into our classrooms. Again, we have 11 classrooms, 4 infant rooms, 3 toddler rooms, 2 DPS, which is Discovery Preschool, that's children from 2 to 3 years old, and then 2 pre-K rooms out 3 to 5-year-olds. Let's go.
So we are in the infant 3 classroom. Can you tell me a little bit about this room and your infant component as a whole?
Well, the infant component contains 8 children and 2 teachers. We have a 1-to-4 ratio. You see every child has their own crib. The cribs that are in the front that you notice have yellow on the bottoms are evacuation cribs. So the only time children will be in a crib outside of their own designated crib is in case of emergency, so that we can have that means of egress for them. You'll see all the toys are soft and welcoming for children. We have a pull-up bar, so when it comes to time where they are getting used to who they are, or just seeing or familiarizing themselves with who they are, they have the mirror here. We have our rocking chairs for the teachers to sit when the children need a little nurturing and a little cuddling. We have our changing table here, which, as you see, above the changing table, you will see that every child has their own bin to keep their diapers, their wipes, or whatever ointments that they may need to make sure that they're okay. Hand washing machines are attached to the changing table, as well as the paper, and they are disinfected each time they are used. Each classroom has a refrigerator. You see the bottle warmers for regular formula and breast milk as well. And
play space. I think that the separation of the breast milk and the formula in terms of the warmers is wonderful, as well as that's a very large refrigerator to store all of the items that need to be stored from home. So that's wonderful. And this play area is really beautiful in regards to the colors and the soft toys. And this is a beautiful, beautiful classroom.
And we do practice safe sleep, so the children, we don't use blankets, we don't use pillows, the children have their sleeping sacks, they are to sleep on their back, and each staff member that works with our children is trained in self-sleep.
So as we transition to our second classroom that you're showing us, this is our toddler classroom.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this component in this classroom.
Well, the toddler room houses 10 children. You see they have their own cots. Again, everything is inclusive of the child, so we have 10 cots. They have places to hang their coats, their own bins to store their emergency clothing and things of that nature. You will see a changing table as well as a bathroom in the toddler classroom, because we assist the parents with potty training. Same thing as the infants, the table is the same, sanitized after every use, and here is our bathroom that we have for our babies that are transitioning into potty training.
Oh, I love the child-sized sinks and the child-sized toilets. That's perfect.
Yes.
Very nice.
Just for them.
Excellent. And can you tell me a little bit about the classroom setup? It looks like it's more divided than the infant classrooms.
Well, the classroom setting is more structured because the children at this point are on their way to Discovery Preschool, so the routine is a little different. We have the separation so that they can take their manipulatives. If you see, they're very in close proximity to the tables, so they can take their things right over to the table and be able to sit and have their activity while they're on the table. Then we have the rug for circle time, where they would go along with their teachers to sit and do their morning meetings, to have a story read, or something of the sort. We have our blocks in here in the toddler room because they're so young. Instead of hard wooden blocks, we have our soft blocks.
That's perfect.
And soft toys.
So it's more of a center-based environment,
Yes.
then you would say, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Excellent. I love it. I love all of, again, the color. This space is quite large in reference. So this is really nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are in the DPS room, correct? Can you tell me a little bit about this room this component?
This is Discovery Preschool. They've left the toddler program. They're not quite ready for the preschool program, so these are the children that are 2 to 3 years of age. The setup pretty much is the same with toddlers. It's just a little more open space. The delivery of services is a little different because they are older now. One thing I do love about the DPS room, again, they still have the changing table, so some of them that have not been completely potty trained as of yet, they won't feel any type of way because they are still able to have that experience within this particular classroom. You see again, the bathroom is there. All of the equipment is their size. You see the tables are a little taller in the DPS room than in the toddler room because they are growing.
Excellent. Yeah, I really do, again, appreciate the child-sized toilets, the child-sized sinks. Everything is to their access, which is wonderful. And again, the space does seem very big and divided by centers. So that's beautiful.
And you'll see the transition in the blocks as opposed to the toddler room where they were all cushion blocks. Now we're transitioning over to the plastic and the wooden blocks because they have been instructed during that transition.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. So here we are in the oldest classroom. This would be our preschool pre-K component. Can you tell me a little bit about this room and about this component as a whole?
Well, this is where it all happens. This is where we prepare our children for kindergarten. The ages may span from ages 3 to 5-year-olds, but this is definitely kindergarten prep. You'll see the difference in the manipulatives as well because we are absolutely preparing them for the next step, which is kindergarten. Furnitures are pretty much the same, just different height. There can be as many as 14 to 16 children in these particular classrooms. You see no more changing table because it was our hopes that by now they will be potty trained. Everything is still at their particular height. Colorful, warm and welcoming. They have their wooden blocks again because they are ready for the next step.
So what's the ratio in this classroom?
Well, the ratio for preschool classrooms is 10 to 1.
Excellent. So that's 10 children to one teacher.
Yes.
Okay. So this is great. I really enjoyed our time at the center here. I see a lot of the boards are up. This one in particular is the 808 KinderCare Family Board. So this is your staff family board. I really like how you encompass the idea of family into the center. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Here at 808, we are a family. When each family comes to tour, we let them know that this is their home away from home. Children that are here in our care spend more hours with us than they do at home Monday through Friday. So we have to make sure that it's warm and welcoming enough when they come through the doors that they feel that they are with their family because we are family.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. The center is beautiful. I've enjoyed seeing all of the components. Any last words that you'd like to leave off?
Just come on to 808 KinderCare. We're here for you. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Michelle.